Hey friends, Jared here from Focus Group Florida, Keller Williams Realty, Focus Homes, your local custom home builder, and Focus Remodels when you love where you live and you want to make it better. All right, it's Real Estate Roundup. As you can see, I'm in the car. I'm determined to get this done on time this week, and we have got so much going on. This is a crazy, amazing weekend. I don't know if you saw my post yesterday, but it's a lot. Offer approved, offer approved, offer approved, clear to close, clear to close. Tons of real estate activity. Lakeland is absolutely on fire. So let's talk about the headline for this last week in local real estate. So new pending home sales are up, sold pricing is way up, and inventory is down here in Central Florida. Let's look at the details specifically for Lakeland and Polk County. In the last 7 days, here's what's been sold. The average house was a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom home, and that has stayed steady. The average square footage of a house went up from last week, almost 100 to 1842 square feet. The list price of home went way up week over week. It went up $64,000 to $391,000. And the average sold price also went way up by $63,000 to $384,000. The days on the market climbed slightly by 9 days to 57 days on the market on average. The sold price compared to the list price, that stayed steady at 98%. Please remember that that also is only the sold price compared to the most current list price. If that house started at $900,000 and they dropped the price to $850 and it sold for $850, but you got 20 grand in closing costs, that's stuff that you don't know just by looking at that stat. I will tell you that buyers and sellers are being very creative at the moment. We just helped a buyer who is coming from out of state to do a lease option on a luxury home. They have a large lease fee which they're willing to pay, so they can come and get here now, get their children into school, and then pay off that option and complete the purchase quickly, just to fulfill their needs. So we're getting very creative, which I think is fantastic and great. All right, the average list price went up $16 per square foot to $205 a square foot, and the average sold price per square foot went up $14 per square foot to $200 per square foot. So there's a lot of positive motion there in the sold activity specifics for Lakeland for the last 7 days. If we look at what's happening with listings specifically, we actually have new listings and sold listings down for both Lakeland and Polk County, but in both cases, the pending are up. It's not a massive change, but we had 89 new pending in Lakeland and 373 in Polk County in the last 7 days, and these are not quite where they need to be. If you have been following over time, you know that the new pendings for Lakeland really need to be around 100 to take care of the demand, and for Polk County, about 400. So we're a little bit behind schedule. That means there's buyers out there. All right, let's have a look at the cancellations, withdrawn, expired listings. Those are listings removed from the market. So we had a change of 5, those type of units that reduced by 5. So we had 29 this week that were removed from the market, 34 last week. The supply, the housing supply for Lakeland, no change since last week. It only changes once a month, and it's for the month before. So about the 20th or 21st of the month, like that, about the third week, we get that stat. But the latest thing, and that was the big news last week, was at 3.71 months of supply. And if you remember, that is 6 months of equilibrium. So we're less. We have 62% of the needed houses to take care of the buyer demands. That means we have 38% shortage. That's right, 38% shortage. It's almost 40%. So please stop watching the national news about real estate. It's irrelevant to those of us who live in Lakeland. It's a very desirable area. We have far more buyers than we have sellers. Not even close. Not even close. So again, please ignore the national news. The macroeconomics just make no sense when we drill down onto Lakeland specifically. Having said that, if you remember, the same thing happens when you look at crime statistics. So if you look at America as a whole, there's a certain percentage of crime per 100,000 people. If you take out the top 5 to 10 most populated cities, the crime rate absolutely plummets as a percentage per 1,000 people. Okay, so it's similar to macroeconomics in the real estate business. Just ignore that. They're trying to sell headlines, they're trying to sell clicks. They're really painting a horrible picture, but here locally, it's absolutely phenomenal. Great. Caveat. That doesn't mean you can put your house on the market and it needs tons of updates. It needs deep cleaning. It needs repairs. No, that's not how it's working. So even though we have a shortage, it's more expensive now to borrow the money than it was before. So buyers are being particular, meaning that if your home is updated, if it's clean, if there's no projects and it's truly move-in ready, they get snapped up very quickly. They're gone. There's too many buyers who are out there looking, and they just can't bear the thought of going into a home and spending thousands of dollars on repairs as soon as they go in, or updates, or what have you. Now, we've got some special programs called purchase renovation loans. So if you do find a home that you like and it needs renovations, to save you out-of-pocket expense, we can actually do a program where we do a purchase, and within that purchase loan, there's renovation funds so that we can actually do that for you after closing, and it's not coming out of your pocket. So that's fantastic. If you want to talk about that, that's great. And some people have the ability to do that in as much as the timing and the move-in, etc. And if you do, then that's a great option. Okay, so bottom line is Lakeland, 38% shortage in housing. All right, the active listings have gone down slightly over the last 7 days to 1,159. The price drop listings went way up. Something weird happened last week. So when I pulled the stat, it said there was only 9 listings in the last 7 days that had a price drop. I don't know if there was an issue, but it was a very strange number back when I heard it. But like, okay, it is what it is, because it's generally over 100 per week. Sometimes 145, 183, 164. So last week being 9 was very odd. So we're quote unquote back to normal, which is a huge leap from last week, but it's 173 out of 1,159 had a price improvement, meaning the listing price actually came down. And if we look at the 30-year mortgage rate, it basically stayed the same. 6.96 last week, 6.95 this week. If you want to look at to see what's going on in Lakeland and Polk County, there is so much activity during summer. Please check out my favorite blogs at Lakeland Mom and Polk County Moms. They're absolutely great sources of information to be able to get to see what's going on locally. There's a lot. So if you want to do something every day, there's pretty much something every day. Now, something I particularly like, because it's quite toasty during summer, is I quite like the family movie days that are very, very discounted movie tickets on particular dates and particular movies. But anyway, so that's that. Thank you all who came out to First Friday. Absolutely phenomenal family night out yesterday. The winner came by Alex Beliveau. He was totally decked out in purple. It was absolutely awesome. He had a purple suit on with purple sparkly shoes. I mean, he went far and beyond. So well done. All right, I will talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.